Good morning and welcome to another episode of Morning Mobility with NATEFIT, where we spend 15 minutes helping you build a daily movement habit. Today, we are going to go over whole body and do all of our cars. So we're going to start off in this position doing our thoracic spine cars. Again, if this kneeling position is uncomfortable on your knees or your ankles, you can elevate yourself or sit in a chair. We're going to start off with our hands on our shoulders. We're going to go through these nice and slowly, dropping down into flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, extension, rotation, lateral flexion, and back around in front. If you have done the mobility classes this week, I want you to notice the difference today than you felt earlier this week. You should notice a dramatic difference in not only the amount of range that you get, but how it feels. It should feel quite a bit better. We're going to do one more in that direction. Nice and controlled, up into extension, rotation, lateral flexion, and back around in front. Going 3 on the other side now. For those of you who don't know, our CARS stands for Controlled Articular Rotations. It is an acronym for taking our joints through their full range of motion. It is a daily routine that we give all of our clients in order to maintain joint function and tissue health. Good, we'll do one more in that direction. The key word in CARS is controlled. We want to make sure that as we go through our range of motion, that we are coordinating our tissue, helping teach our brain how to do that movement skill. And the better it does it, the more range it will open up for your tissue. We're going to continue with the spine. We're going to our cat-cow position. Again, this is cat-cow spine segmentation. We're going to try to move all of the vertebrae in our spine. We've got 24 movable vertebrae. We'll try to create a wave up and down the spine. You're going to have your hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. And here we go, nice and slow. Rotating the pelvis down towards the ground, putting our lumbar spine or lower back in extension. Going very slow, trying to create a wave up the spine. Picking that chest up now. Looking up. And reverse, tucking the chin, tucking the head. Up through the upper back. Tuck the ribs. Tuck the belly. And tuck your tail between your legs. That's full flexion, and we'll reverse. Starting with just the hips. Pushing that belly down. Then the rib cage. Pulling the chest up. Pulling the chin up. And reverse. We're going to do 3 reps. And one more here. And reverse. Excellently. Okay, we're going to go to our hip cars next. Down on our side. Hands clasped together. Starting with hip flexion. Pulling the knee to the chest. Opening up into abduction. Internal rotation. Extension. Adduction. Knees together. And reverse. Extension, squeeze that glute. Point the knee to the ceiling. Externally rotate. Pull the knee to the shoulder. Return to midline. Knees together. And again. Flexion. Abduction. Nice, slow and controlled. Internal rotation. Extension. Adduction. Knees together. And reverse. Extension. Abduction. External rotation. Getting as much range as possible in every movement. Good. We got one more here. Controlled through the whole range. And reverse. Excellent. We'll flip over to the other side. Hands together. And here we go. Flexion. Abduction. Internal rotation. Extension. Adduction. Knees together. When we're doing our cars, there is no limit to how many reps or how much volume you can do in a day. The more you do them, the better you will feel. We always limit ourselves to 3 reps in these classes solely because we run at a time and it limits how much we can do. But if you want to pause the video and do 5 reps, you can even do 2 sets of each side, and you'll notice a dramatic improvement in each joint as you do more volume. I would call 3 the bare minimum. And reverse. Good. Okay. Next, we're going to go to the shoulder. Been doing these a lot this week. Your shoulders should feel quite good. Starting externally rotated, bicep pointed out. Again, you can do this from a standing position if you like. Elbow's going to stay straight the whole time. Make a fist and make sure you're squeezing that fist to create some tension. Activate more of the tissue around the shoulder. The more tissue you activate, the more information the brain gets. The more information the brain gets, the more range of motion it'll give you. Going into extension, rotating that bicep up towards the ceiling. Coming up into flexion, rotating the bicep towards the ceiling. Coming back around and down to our side. That's 1. We're going to do 3. Nice and controlled. Coming away from midline, rotate the bicep down into internal rotation. Coming around into extension, down to our sides, and reverse. Again, for a lot of you, you're going to hear some cracks and pops in your shoulder. That just lets you know that things in there are tight. That is tissue snapping over itself or bone. Not an issue unless you have pain. A majority of the population will hear cracks and pops in their shoulder as they perform this, especially if they're getting to their full range. Good, and one more here. and reverse. Good. We will go to the other side. Bicep pointed out, elbow straight, coming across the midline, up into flexion, abduction, internal rotation, coming around into extension, down to our side, and reverse. If you did yesterday's class, we worked on shoulder extension, so really try to get as much extension as you can. Good. And again. I've got 3 more minutes, so I'll be out of your way. You're good there, though. Yeah. Excellent. Abduction, internal rotation, coming around into extension, down to our side, and reverse. Good. And last one here. Internal rotation, extension, down to our side, and reverse. Good. Give those shoulders a quick shake, and then we're going to go to the scapula. Again, your cards can be done in any position. You don't need to kneel down like this. Arms out in front. Make a fist. Elbows are straight. Going to start off punching forward. Elevate, pull those shoulders to the ears. Retract, squeezing together, and depress, dropping down. We're going to do 5 in each direction of these ones. They go a little faster. Elevation, retraction, depression. Again, protraction, elevation, retraction, depression. Protraction, elevation, nice and controlled. Get to that full range. Retraction, depression. One more time. Protraction, elevation, retraction, nice and slow, and depression. Drop the arms, give them a quick shake, and we'll reverse. Retraction, elevation, protraction, depression. Retraction, elevation, protraction, depression. Retraction, elevation, protraction, depression. 2 more. Retraction, elevation, protraction, depression. 1 more time. Nice and slow. Good. Okay, we're going to do one that we haven't done before. We'll do the wrist. I'm going to come nice and close for this one. For the wrist, we are going to pretend that we have a glass of water on a wrist. The goal is to not tip that over. If I tip it over, that is my elbow. So the movements of the wrist, I'll demonstrate the first one and then we'll go through them together. We have flexion, and I'm keeping my fingers straight as it is not part of the wrist. We are isolating the wrist. We have adduction, which is towards the midline of the body. Extension, abduction, which is away from midline. And back down to flexion. You'll notice when you're in full flexion, you can't adduct. So as you come here, you're going to have to lift up a little bit as we come towards the midline so we don't get that elbow involved. We're going to go 3 in each direction here. We have adduction, extension, just drawing a big circle with our fingers, abduction, which is away from midline, and back down to flexion. Again, nice and slow. For any of you that are working at a desk, typing on a keyboard all day, this one's going to be good for you. Nice, slow, and controlled. And one more time. Adduction, extension, abduction, flexion. Back to the other side. Or sorry, other direction. Losing my words this morning. It's early. Good, nice and slow. Again, adduction, extension, pull that up. Adduction, flexion. One more time. Adduction. Should feel those forearms burning. Good. To the other side. Flexion, adduction, extension, abduction, back down to flexion. Nice and slow. Control, control, control. For some of you, this is going to be very difficult to move the wrist without the elbow. Again, trying not to tip that glass of water over. Good. And we'll finish off with 3 in the other direction. Abduction, extension, adduction, flexion. Abduction, extension, adduction, flexion. One more time. Abduction, extension, abduction, flexion. Excellent. That is another episode of Morning Mobility with NATEFIT. Thank you for joining. Thank you for prioritizing your health. We are trying to help you build that 15-minute daily habit of morning movement. If you like the video, if you liked anything in the video, put in a comment, tell me what you liked. Please like the video. It helps a lot. And share with a family member or a friend that needs help building a daily movement habit. And we'll see you tomorrow.